Hey YouTube, we're doing something a little different here. It's been about 2 months since I've done this, but we're gonna take a look at the Gacha report. The Gacha revenue report. Let's take a look. This is a little bit different from how I usually see it, but we'll just start at the bottom. They're combining everything into one, which is fine. And I'm assuming this column is November, and then this is December. So let's just take a look at this stuff here. Path to Nowhere. I'm surprised this thing is still continuing to truck along. Uh, it's not that it's bad. It's just it's kind of been forgotten about. Let's put it that way. It's still pretty good, but the problem is that it's difficult to overcome what it's difficult to overcome uh, Arknights. It's sharing a category with that, and it becomes really difficult. So we have Pokemon Masters EX, Princess Connect Redive. Oh, I missed that game. It was cute. And then we got screwed by Crunchyroll, not Crunchy Rolls. Okay, Tears of Themis. Another Eden. This used to be really high. I guess it's dropped off hard. Langrisser, I'm surprised that more people aren't invested in something like this. Uh, it's a solid it plays well, but it's just really old. Final Fantasy Ever Crisis, Punishing Gray Raven. Okay, I I would never well no. Punishing Gray Raven started out on mobile, and then it gained a PC client. This is definitely a game that if it released with a PC client, people would have never gone back. AFK Arena. Oh, this is the original? Yeah, there's like a... Oh, AFK Journey is the new one. Okay, okay. I was like, wow. How did that drop off so hard? Light and Night, never heard of it. Honkai Impact 3rd, okay. Another one that probably would have done way better if there was a PC version at launch. Blue Lock Project World Champion, I no clue. Brown Dust 2 went from 800,000 to 3 million. If you've looked at what was released in December for Brown Dust 2, you know exactly why that jumped to 3 million. Um, I'm happy to see that Brown Dust 2 is succeeding so well because it really pushes the edge of what is acceptable. Um, Fire Emblem Heroes always says 3 million. I think that Nintendo is lying about their numbers. That's just me. I don't believe it. Cookie Run Kingdom, Epic 7, 1.2 million increase. That is what a big boobed goth girl will do for your game. It just does. It just works. Yeah, like it just works. I mean, I know I spent a ton and I ended up not getting her, and well, I decided to give up because she's not really performing the way she should. But incredible. Reverse 1989. The fact that it was only a slight decrease is kind of interesting. Because Anho Nala is about to come out, and that'll come out next month. This was pretty much nothing but Tuesday and Argus, and they're kind of just average characters. Who was before that? Before that was before this. Oh, before this was Jay and um Mercuria. So it's not surprising that it stayed stagnant or falling off a little bit. Next month, January, it's going to go way up because Anho Nala comes out, Lopera comes out, and it'll be kind of a big deal. One Piece Treasure Cruise, I've never heard of it, to be honest. Solo Leveling Arise, okay. Solid, whenever I see just like this 4 million mark, I can tell that they're not given their full numbers. That's what it feels like. Ensemble Stars fell off. Another, band idle game. Memento Mori. This one always shocks me how much money this game makes. I'm always so surprised at how much money this game makes. It's really freaking pretty, but you don't do anything. You just sit there and watch. And to me, that's not enough for me to purchase something. But and some of the music is really good, but there's like no story, no nothing. It's just like you kind of have to figure out bits and parts from the story just from the small hints that they give you. Uh, Miku, Colorful Stage. This is still around. Okay. Blue Archive dropped off by 2 million. Unfortunately, I can't see like the region split. I could be wrong, but I think they had an overseas anniversary like a month ago. I could be wrong about that. But since I can't see the region split, I don't know what it is because it could have been something different that came out in the States versus something that came out in Japan. But overall, Blue Archive just continues to truck along. It's doing great. Wuthering Waves, 18 million down to 6 million. There's no way. Okay, maybe there is way. Because people blew their wallets out for Camellia. And most of December was okay, never mind, this makes sense. And Wuthering Waves is definitely a game that is going to be more popular on PC than it is on your phone. So seeing Wuthering Waves down here on the bottom on a mobile type platform list doesn't really surprise me that much. So if you ever think that Wuthering Waves is dying or not doing well, think again because I'm guarantee you that most of their sales is going through uh, their PC clients just because of the way the game is. It's a little bit it becomes frustrating to use that artificial D-pad that I loathe with a passion. It's so annoying. Let's see. Seven Deadly Sins, Heaven Burns Red. We finally got this in the US. And as you can see, it just did not it's not producing. Because there was a time when this first came out in which it was like almost number one in the world, and now look at it. It's kind of like eh. So yeah, we'll see. We have One Piece Bounty Rush. I did not know that existed, but anything with a One Piece name generally is going to be able to scrape some money away. AFK Journey dropped a little bit. I don't know what happened to cause it to drop. The Battle Cats, I'd never heard of it, but 8.2 million for Battle Cats is kind of insane. Summoner's War, I never got into it, but it's still going strong. Phantom Parade, Dokkan Battle, continuing to do well. Let's see. Idolmaster Uma Musume. I don't know if this has been released stateside yet. They plan for it to be released stateside, but I don't know if it has yet or not. This one time was one of the number one gotcha games in the world, and I'm surprised it's kind of fallen as far as it has because I'm impressed. So Nikkei 30 million down to 13 million. There should be no surprise there whatsoever, because 30 million included Cinderella's, you know, skin. Cinderella's a new unit and Grave, and this past month we had the kind of lame, not very meta RPG heroes. And you'll see this bump up again because Rappy was just released like a couple of days ago. In fact, I bet you some of this 13 million in sales is from Rappy being released. I've never heard of Beyond the World, so that's interesting. Puzzle and Dragons. The mom's out there doing some some work, spending a little bit too much money. Azure Lane, this makes sense. We had a UR event in Azure Lane, and whenever that happens, especially depending on the faction, the German faction generally sells very well. Um, and I mean, that doesn't surprise me. That's pretty good. Uh, so plus, I mean, and most of their sales are going to be through skins, and their skins were a lot. Let's just say they were a lot. Um, Dragon Ball Legends, yeah, I have to agree. I don't know how this continues to make bank. We have Naruto Mobile, Infinity Nikki, no, Nikki, Infinity Nikki. I was very curious to see how well this would do, and it's doing well. $20 million in a dress-up game. $20 million in a dress-up game. That's impressive. Like, what else am I gonna say to that? That's freaking impressive. The other one I was really excited to see was how Girls Frontline 2 did, and 21 million is awesome. I hope, as people do Gacha report reviews and so forth, that they take a look at this and they see, what like, hey, why is this game so far up there? I hope they see this and they're like, wow, okay, yeah, maybe I should try it out because it's a great game. I'm still having a blast playing it. So, and they gave so many polls. So for them to give so many polls and for it to still do 21 million, solid. So I mean, these were the two major launches of this month, and for them to do that well during Christmas month when people are trying to buy all their Christmas presents, I think that's pretty solid. Arknights, let's see, minus 8 million. I don't know what happened in the game, so I can't really respond to how it managed to do that. We have Monster Strike, so more of the sub 10 year old category doing well. Moms trying to get their kids to moms trying to get their kids to stop bothering them, so they just buy them another package from Monster Strike. We have Fate Grand Order. Uh 15 million increase. I don't know what came out. Fate Grand Order has the worst monetization on this list, and the fact that they are still managing to do this much means that there are hundreds of thousands of people who are addicted to it and they can't pull themselves away from it, because if you receive that much abuse, you would quit, but they keep going. uh you know Pushing, speaking of more abuse, we have Genshin Impact here. The news just came out with what they did recently, the kind of scummy tactic that they did recently with the pulls in the newest 5.3 patch. uh it sucks, but it is what it is, and it looks like they did 5 million more, which is kind of surprising because all that was really released, oh well, is Nouvelette. Like the meta whores were probably running to get more Nouvelette copies, so that doesn't surprise me considering what came before it was Chaska. Chaska was just hot. That's kind of all she had going for her. So, at least in my opinion, I didn't really like the playstyle that much. So, yeah, that must have been where the extra came from, is the meta whores coming out and trying to get Nouvelette. I expect this next month to explode because Mawika and Seat Lolly were released, and yeah. Honkai Star Rail. This is pretty impressive. 25 million increase for Sunday and Fugue. Mostly Sunday, but both of them Sunday released like on December 5th or something, and then Fugue was on the 25th. Uh, that's, I mean, their window lined up pretty well. Zenless Zone Zero at 57 million increase, an increase of 37 million. That doesn't surprise me, as Miyabi has been awaited for a long time. Uh, People have seen her for, for ages. They've been waiting. Her kit is crazy fun. I'm still trying to get her. I'm like, trying to milk out every resource I can to get her, and I'm almost there. But that's all from Miyabi, 100%. I don't think Lighter really contributed to much of that at all. So, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. This is gonna drop hard next patch. I think this will probably drop hard, except for well, I don't know. We'll see. The new girl that's coming may be like kind of Jane Doe esque, so we'll see. And then lastly, we have the thirsty women of mobile getting Love in Deep Space up to number one. So that's pretty impressive. Especially since Love in Deep Space, uh, it combines, like, you're fighting a little bit for the same crowd with Infinity Nikki, and this game coming out, you would think it would pull some. Nope, nope. The thirsty ladies are going after their men. You gotta love it. There's nothing wrong with it. Um, so uh, I'm interested to see how these three move. Honkai Star Rail's probably gonna go even further up next patch. This is gonna drop hard. I expect this to go down to sub 20 million next time. Genshin Impact is gonna go way up as well. It's gonna be interesting. I bet one of these two is gonna be first next time. We'll see what happens. Girls Frontline 2, it depends on who releases after Macchiato. Infinity Nikki, I don't know enough about the game to know if it's going to continue this type of revenue or it's going to fall down. We'll see. Azure Lane's going to drop hard next patch. Nikki should go up simply because of the new Rappy that's being released. So expect that to go up. Plus the Naga New Year skin is super hot. Like, people are going to buy that. And that's kind of the basis of where I expect things to go. Blue Archive, since I can't see the breakdown, I don't know what's going on. But Blue Archive, expect, the global version to go up because we're starting to get into the New Year's, the anniversary units, though that may not be until February. But a lot of times it's in January. So expect that number to go up. And Wuthering Waves, expect this number to go way up as well next month, simply because of Renacita being released, which is going to be pretty good. And then we have, let's see, Reverse 1989. That should go up as well because of Anho Nala. Brown Dust 2 will unfortunately go way down because, they really outdid themselves this past time. A lot of these other games I can't speak for. I have a feeling that they're going to stay consistent, though. So, well, that's pretty much it. It seems like things generally went up in December. You can see a lot of green on this list, except for the ones like way down here, which means that next month, I have a feeling you're going to see just a couple of greens at the top where they increase their revenue, and then a lot of stuff that dropped. So it'll be interesting to see how February plays out after we've gotten through the holiday months and see, what people still have to spend. Maybe they got stuff during the holidays and they spent it and they spend it during January. So we'll see what happens. But that's going to be it for this reaction. Go out there, have some fun with these games, and I'll see you next time we do this, which will be February. Neptorka out. See you guys.